the disadvantages of signing a record deal. So the first disadvantage we're going to discuss today is the potential loss of earnings from your work. So what do I mean? So with record deals, most of the times they give you something called an advance that is given to you in order for you to produce your music or your album. And most times the record label actually try to recuperate this advance from the sales of your music. So as I explained in the first video, this is actually a loan which they are hoping you pay back from the sales of your music, which means after the sales of your music, whatever money that is generated will go into the payment of this loan, which was the advance the record label gave you. Another disadvantage is the way most record deals are structured, the artists get little to no money. So most times they get either 2% or 1% or 3% from the sales of their music. So depending on the kind of contract you sign, you may not actually be generating a lot of money from your music. Some artists have actually spoken about this, saying that they don't actually make money from the sales of their music. Where they make money is from touring, from selling merchandise, and from engaging in other activity outside music. So the music is only there to actually increase their publicity. And if you sign a 360 deal, the record label will be making money from every activity you involve yourself with. Something that is happening more often nowadays with some artists is that the record label take life insurance on their artists, where if anything happens to the artist, the record label actually gets paid. So personally, I find this strange because depending on the life insurance, the family may not get anything, and if anything happens to the artist, the record label actually gets paid. Do you agree with this? Although I understand that in some cases, the record label actually invest in their artists, which I've spoken about with promotions and giving them money to produce the music. Do you agree with this or do you disagree? Another disadvantage that artists commonly speak about is the fact that they are not allowed to release their own music. So most times when you sign a record deal with a major record label, you do not have your freedom. So you do not have the freedom to release music whenever you like. You do not have freedom to actually choose the kind of music you would like to release, because the record label controls everything, because you signed away your music freedom or your freedom in general to the record label, depending on the kind of contract you signed. So the record label tells you when to release music, they tell you the kind of music they would like for you to release, and you actually lose your creativity sometimes, because some artists actually get frustrated when they want to release their music and the record label is telling them that they cannot release their music or is stopping them from releasing their music.